Twins fans, we need to chill. We need to chill. I'm putting myself in that. I'm including myself. We need to chill. This offseason is going to take a long time to cook. Derek Falvey does not open until like late January. So we got to chill out here. Let's talk about some of the developments that are going on, because we have had some quotes in. There was a recent news item that the Twins have started to had increasing talks about potentially trading Max Kepler and potentially trading Jorge Polanco. But I'm guessing there's nothing that's going to be happening anytime soon, because basically the state of the free agent market, which we're going to take a look at in just a sec. But this quote here I pulled off of MLB Trade Rumors. I believe this originated from a Bobby Nightingale piece from the Star Tribune, but I wanted to highlight that the Twins, Falvey says the Twins have to wait on a few other things to happen, or free agent discussions to come to pass before they can really make progress on trade talks. In this article from The Athletic, he mentions that the team isn't made at the end of the winter meeting. So we shouldn't have any kind of, really deep down, we shouldn't have any kind of anxiety that the Twins have nothing, really, to be blunt, nothing established, really, as far as their offseason goes. Yes, they've had plenty of talks and discussions and things like that. Now, why is this the case? Why is nothing happening? The free agent market has barely moved, especially on the position player side. My goodness. Only 2 of the top 10 guys on MLB Trade Rumors Top 50 have signed Aaron Nola and Sonny Gray. Only 4 of the top 20, that includes Eduardo Rodriguez and Jeimer Candelario. And only 9 of the top 50, only 9 of MLB Trade Rumors Top 50 free agents have signed. So there is so much left to be done. And although we don't expect the Twins to be super active in the free agent market, that is gumming up the works in the trade market. Now, yes, some other teams have managed to make trades. I talked about the Jared Kelenic to Atlanta trade on last week's Member Monday video, and how I thought that trade was an example of probably the type of deal we're going to see more often with so many teams being competitive. There are so few teams that are true sellers right now, heading into 2024, that I think we're going to see those weird trades where like bad contracts are attached on and teams are taking guys they don't really want. Atlanta's already shipped off 2 of the guys that they acquired in that deal from Seattle. So yeah, there are teams that are getting some stuff done. Of course, the Juan Soto trade also, that was the big move of the winter meetings. Juan Soto traded to the Yankees. It seemed like one of or both of those teams really prioritized getting that one done, because he's sort of the top of the trade market. So Soto almost had to happen too before any other position player trades happened as well. And it just kind of works like that sometimes, that the top guys have to go first before kind of the trickle down. Sometimes you get some middle stuff happening first, which is sort of what's happened on the starting pitching market in free agency. But for whatever reason, things just have not moved. Again, only 9 of the top 50 have signed. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good to have nothing laid out at this point. So I'm talking to myself here when I'm saying chill, but I do have confidence that they can get stuff done still. We're going to take a quick look at this, but Derek Falvey has shown multiple times in his tenure that the Twins can get stuff done in February, March, even April that one time. All right, so as I mentioned, we're going to take a look at all the offseason trades of the Derek Falvey era, and a lot of these are minor trades, including that first one. He'd barely been in his role for very long, traded for Justin Haley, who had been a Rule 5 pick. But the next offseason, it really is after his first full year with the Twins in February, so a late trade. This is kind of a forgotten starting pitching trade of Falvey's that worked out tremendously. OG starting pitching trade. Jake Odorizzi acquired from Tampa Bay for Jermaine Palacios, who they actually got back and played with the Twins later on. Outstanding trade made in February. I'm not going to mention each one of these because a lot of these are pretty minor, especially these 2018-19 off seasons trades. They were pretty minor. We jumped down to 2019-2020, and in February was also when the Kenta Maeda trade went down. In February, not much going on in 2020-2021 offseason. But then, of course, in the 2021-2022 offseason, a lot went down. I put an asterisk next to that one because there was a lockout. So things happened even later than usual that year. So we have March, and this was over the course of like a week. The Mitch Garver trade, and then Isaiah Kiner-Falefa getting flipped with Josh Donaldson to the Yankees. That all happened fast, and the Chase Petty Sonny Gray trade, oh, by the way, was in there as well. So 3 massive trades that took place in March. Again, it was a little bit later developing offseason than usual. Maybe that would have usually happened in February under normal circumstances. And then also the day before opening day, or was it the morning of actual opening, MLB opening day, Taylor Rogers got traded. That was the Chris Paddock, Emilio Pagan trade in April. So yeah, this front office definitely tends to do their moves late. Last offseason, of course, at the tender deadline, they did move Gio Urshela and Casey Legumina, acquiring Alejandro Hidalgo as a prospect and Kyle Farmer. That's sort of a deadline, that non-tender deadline, and stuff's got to happen. It's either you got to tender a guy contract or not. So it's that pushes things. And then, of course, in January was the Pablo Lopez trade, and then a couple of days later was the Michael A. Taylor trade. So, do we think that the offseason is falling apart for the Twins? I don't think so. Is there any reason to worry that they haven't got anything done yet? I don't think so. It's a bit uncomfortable. It's certainly a bit uncomfortable. There's a lot left to be figured out this offseason. There is a lot of time left to make these deals. I think the Twins are in a really good spot in terms of some of the pieces that they hold. And, I have confidence that Derek Falvey's probably had a ton of productive conversations. Again, probably not anything too concrete, but understanding who is likely to be interested in their players and who is likely to be available on the starting pitching market. So you don't have to like it. I don't really like it. I would rather have things come together a little quicker, but it just kind of is the way it is. And Derek Falvey and the Twins aren't going to be driving the market. They are not. That's one thing we can say with confidence about this organization. They will not be driving the market. They will be waiting things out, waiting for things to come to them, waiting for opportunities to present themselves and take advantage of them. And sometimes that's come about in unexpected ways. So that's the fun part. The payroll probably being decreased, that's not so fun. The waiting things out, that's not so fun. The guys that we love potentially being traded, that's not so fun. But really, I really think that this front office has shown a lot of creativity and a lot of flexibility, and it's exciting to consider all the things that they could do and not really feel like anything is off the table. So it's going to be fun to follow. Thanks for checking this one out. I really appreciate it. We'll talk again soon.